everything passes. Everything passes. Everything is a phase. Nothing lasts forever. So if you are in the thick of something right now and you just cannot see how you're going to get out the other end, it's not going to be like this forever. I promise you. I promise you.
Hi everyone, welcome to Self-Discovery in Good Company. Hi Stace.
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very, very well. Keep looking at my shiny face. Anyone who's watching this on YouTube, please excuse the shiny face. But we are where we are. It's the ring light that's bouncing off my moon face.
We've
But
had
never mind.
feedback from our podcast editor that it's not bright enough on our videos, which it probably isn't.
I would
can't have more
disagree.
light on this face.
I can, honestly. I would have to disagree. My face is so bright and shiny. But hey, we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
Most of our listeners are listening rather than watching when I've looked at the demographics. So yeah, we're good.
God. Yeah. Thank you.
We're good. So this is a very special episode. It's a special edition episode almost.
No, please don't make it like sound any more exciting than it is, because my husband has heard what I'm going to say and told me it's not very good. So it's yeah. So don't big it up. Don't big it up.
What was his feedback?
It was just that you could tell by his face. It was a bit like it was a bit yeah, it sounds all right. Shut up, you fool. I was like, you are not my audience, so it doesn't matter.
No, he's not our audience.
No, he's not. So I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to give me his own life lessons. And I was like, I don't need that. I don't need your life lessons. Thanks. Yeah.
We should get Gav on for a special.
No, he was talking rubbish. And I was like, no, I'll tell you after what he said. But he's definitely not for listeners' ears. So yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just focus on you.
Exactly.
So before we started, we were like, oh, are we going to do like what we did last week? But we recorded a week ago and we've realised we've not really either of us done too much. The only thing of note is that Harper may wake up during this episode screaming because she has been there's been 2 incidents tonight which have made her really upset. First of all, she asked how she got out of my tummy because my dad went. My dad went and bought her. They were in Stonehaven at the beach, and my dad went to the shops and bought her a Barbie doll. And it wasn't until he got home and opened it he realised he bought her pregnant Barbie, like knockoff pregnant Barbie.
Oh, I was waiting to say I haven't seen that one by Mattel.
Knockoff.
Okay,
cool. Not by Mattel. And like her tummy opens and the baby comes out. And it's got like a little blanket and stuff. So anyway, so she was like, how did I get out of your tummy? So I was like, oh, well, you got cut out. Oh my God, her face. She was like,
yeah.
Cut?
What the hell?
Then she started crying. She was like, with a knife. I was like, yeah, but let's look at pictures. Like, I'm really happy, Harper. And she's like, whoa! But she's always like on a Thursday, she's always like 2.5 days in nursery, shattered. So she was like, whoa, like wailing about the floor. And then I thought she was like putting it on. And then she looked up and she had actual tears. Then we went through the kitchen. I was like, let's go through the kitchen and make tea together. So we're cooking tea. And she broke the spaghetti, which isn't a big deal. It was like, it hadn't been cooked. She was sitting on the chair and she broke it. And I said, Harper, don't make a mess because the cleaner's been today. My actual words. I was like, and she's like, has she? I was like, yeah, Shannon's been today, Harper. Please try and not make a mess. 2 weeks this needs to last for. So and then I said she like spilt it, and I was like, and then I went, Harper, who did this? And just like joking. She was like, not me. And I was like, but you were playing with spaghetti and you were sitting in the seat. She's like, it wasn't me. I was like, okay, well remember, I said, doesn't matter if you've done anything like that. I said, but the mummy just wants you to be honest. You won't get in trouble if forever being honest. Right? So then she like sat for a minute and then she started going, Mummy, if I'm not honest, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. And then she started being like, I don't want my nose to grow. I don't want, what if I did? What if it was me with the spaghetti? And the whole night she went on about it. And then she's like, my nose, I don't want my nose to grow warts. I was like, oh my God, your nose.
She's traumatized. She's traumatized.
So she runs through. We'll just have to cut off for a bit. I'll console her
Yeah.
and then come back on.
Yeah. So good.
So-
She can join the party.
But what are we doing this weekend, Stacey? Because we're not recording next week because this is the start. I actually feel like just now is the start. This is the start.
This is the start of a month of birthday celebrations for me, because I am a bit of a dick and I've requested that I have lots and lots of events to celebrate me turning 40 this month. This time next week. I only have one more week of being in my 30s.
Will you do
And
that thing
then-
like tomorrow? This is my last Friday in my 30s.
This is my last cup of coffee in my 30s. All of
I have
that
a
does.
best friend, and honestly, she lives her life like that. It's hysterical. When we'd be on holiday together, she'd be like, "This is my last hair shampoo, my last shower."
On holiday.
Yeah, Cara.
Oh.
I'll name her.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, when she just had her last baby, God, that was a lot of lasts there.
This will be my last baby. Yeah. This will be the last time I push a baby out.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some happiness in there, but then, yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
back to you. So today's the start, and then it's a
Today's the
month-long
start.
celebration.
It is a month-long celebrations because I've decided it's a month-long celebrations. In fact, I might make it a year-long celebrations because I'm 40 for a whole year. But the feedback from my sister is that there's too much going on to celebrate my birthday because I've taken ownership of this whole month. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's
I
like,
love it.
you know, I'm going out in style, my friend. Going out in style. So
Going in style.
going in style.
Going
That's
in
me.
style. So what
I
are we
know.
doing? We're out on Saturday.
We are out on Saturday. Well, we're in for a little bit on Saturday, I
Mhm.
believe, but I don't really know much about that. And then
I
yes,
don't either.
Oh,
It's
well.
full of surprises.
Honestly, that husband of mine, who knows? He's like, I think you'll find it funny. And I was like, oh God, what is he organizing? But anyway, and then we're going to go out and have some nibbles and drinks, very civilized, very demure, very cutesy. We're going to go out and we're going to do that. And then when I come home after that, my husband's going to have taken all the people that live in this house away to stay over at his mum's. So I'm going to get a whole night's sleep to myself. That's like actually the
amazing.
best
You'd
birthday
be like running
present.
home.
Oh my God. It's going to be so good. And then, doing cake and all that the next day with the fam. And then going to see a Taylor tribute act.
As am I. Not together, but we'll find
Not
each other, I think.
but we
We'll
will find
gravitate.
each other.
To be honest, I'll be looking for Sadie.
I am with the child who is Taylor Swift's biggest fan, and I am also a huge fan. And yeah, I think she thinks she's going to some kind of Eras tour, and she's going to get really disappointed when she's like, "Oh, this is the Tivoli Theatre, and that's a fake Taylor." But I think it's going to be great. I think we're going to have a lovely time.
Oh, it'll be so fun.
It'll be so good.
It'll just
And
be
then-
a place of people singing their hearts out, dancing.
and that's what you want. That's what you want.
That is what you want. That is all the vibes
Exactly.
I'm after. So
Oh,
that'll be
totally.
nice.
And then next week I go to
Harper thinks
Spain.
I'm at a meeting.
Oh,
Because I was arranging it with my mum tonight. I was like, and then on Sunday I'll take her over. I'm not going to have tea. I'll leave her with you, and then I've got a meeting. Because if she finds out where I am, oh my God, she'll be raging.
Oh
She
no!
loves Taylor
Well,
Swift too.
this is
Loves to be her
all
when she's
first
older.
aids. This is all first aids, and I'm just
One night,
taxi.
honestly though, I don't think there is a nicer thing to go to do in
I
your
know.
birthday week than go
I know.
with Sades to something
Well,
like that.
I don't know. Going to Spain on Tuesday is pretty good as well. So
Exactly.
I know. I mean, I am probably milking it, like, you know, taking a week holiday to go and celebrate. And I'd already been in Nice in August, so I mean, I really.
So you did.
I know.
And where are
I'm
you
really-
going when you get back? Or that'll be you calm down when you get back with it?
No.
I know.
No.
I'm only kidding.
No, I get back on the Tuesday, and then on the Friday, I'm off to Newcastle with one of my
Amazing.
best friends to celebrate being 40. So I really am ripping the arse out of turning 40.
I love it.
I'm really going for it. So hey, why not? Why not?
So we'll give you an update when we next pod.
on my next pod how unwell I was. No, I'm not going to be unwell. I'm manifesting that I can handle my booze and I'm going to be great. And
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be ace. And yeah.
And the episode today is around...
God. Yeah. At the time when I thought of it, I was like, oh God, that's really lovely. That's really beautiful and meaningful. And now I'm away to do it. I'm like, oh God, you're so cringe. And I think that's like what my husband was trying to say to me. Like, he went, could you not use words like in that season of your life? And I was like, no, Gav, I'm going to say things like that because that's the way I talk. He was like, it just sounds a bit, it sounds a bit cringe. I'm like, okay, cool. But
I haven't heard the ones you're going with. We bounced some off each other last week.
Changed them a million times because these are just some things I've picked up along the way. Some of them are better than others, and I have changed some of them so many times because I was like, oh God, that actually sounds really rubbish. And that's not really a lesson. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to take anything groundbreaking away from this. But,
let's not sell yourself short.
Well,
come on.
Well, do you know what? I think if you set it up that it's going to be rubbish and it's even a little bit better than that, then I'm winning. So that's what I'm going with.
Tactic.
That's what I'm going with. Some of these are more deep and meaningful than others. Some of them are very superficial. But there are just a couple of things that I feel like
that's a bit, you've kind of defined yourself.
Bit meaningful, but also a bit superficial. Yeah, it's the truth. It is the truth.
And me.
That is so... Stace, you have really summed me up beautifully. That is me. Yeah. So I hope somebody gets something at least a little bit useful. Even just one bit that is useful in this would make me feel like it wasn't all in vain.
Well, I certainly have. So let's crack on with your first.
Let's crack on. I know. This one is probably one of the more superficial ones, but it is something I have learned in the last 2 years that I probably, I did know, but I've really realized it recently, is that sleep is absolutely crucial to be able to function and do anything in life. If you are slept, I genuinely think you can do anything, that you can get up, you can function, you can do anything. See, the minute you've got no sleep, my God, there's a reason it's a form of torture. It is actually awful. Like when you can't function and like you're fueled by caffeine. It's wild. And I'd kind of forgotten about that phase. But that's where I'm at, that, that I'm desperately needing more sleep. And I think for other things, like we're thinking about it on a deeper level, I think sleep is crucial. I think that the other way to put it is that your body needs rest. You do need rest. Everything works better when you've had a bit of rest. Like, I don't really subscribe to this, like, oh God, I'm so busy. I'm running around like a blue arse fly, just trying to, get my everything done, and I'm so busy. I am like, no, you got to take time. You've got to rest. You've got, like, otherwise, if you don't rest, your body will force you to take a rest. Like, your body will be like, nah, sorry, we're done. We're shutting up shop for a couple of days because we really need a rest. And it'll be a time that's really inconvenient. So I think if you take the time to rest, I know it's a really boring old wifey one, but if you take the time to rest, I genuinely just think you can just do everything a little bit better.
I've listened to like loads of podcasts on, health and things like that. And it is always the top thing. I listened to like a biohacking one the other day that Grace Beverly did. It was very funny. This woman's lifestyle, honestly. But she basically said, like, what's the most important thing? And she was like, sleep.
It is.
And the woman's trying to get pregnant. So I'm like, I hope she brings her back. And then we understand we get a bit of her daily routine, because honestly, she was in front of an infrared light for like 30 minutes. She she walked for 30 minutes after every meal. She meditated.
God.
She woke up at 6:30 and she didn't actually start work till 10 because everything was just full of like doing self-care stuff. But the most important thing she said was sleep. So I think you're right.
I genuinely, I do believe it that I think sleep kind of solves everything. It just, if you're if you're feeling upset and a little bit low,
Mm,
go for sleep. If you're
mhm.
feeling unwell, go for sleep.
Yeah,
It's my hack for everything. Go for sleep, you'll feel better. So that is
completely.
that's number one on the old list. I also
Love
think
it.
it really has loads of like health benefits. I have convinced myself that it actually it's the reason. I was like, I don't think it's the reason. It's the reason I'm overweight is because I don't get enough sleep because my body doesn't have the energy to burn. Like, like I've managed
But
to
Stace,
create
again, that is what they say. I've listened to loads like,
shut up. I
yeah,
thought I made
you're
that
because your
up.
hormones, it's like linked to your hormone levels, and
Well, there
and
you
if your
go.
hormones are out of balance, all of that, and
Well, there
yeah,
you
so
go. So I'm not lying.
Gav,
That's
well,
the
I'll
truth.
send him some of these podcasts. I'll be like, have a listen.
It's that I'm not fat because I eat and
You're not
drink.
fat, first of all. That's what makes me laugh. Because you're like, I am fat because I have slept. I'm like, you're not fat.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I could be slimmer if I slept. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm going
You
with.
pushed out, the last 18 months, you pushed 2 humans out of your body. So let's
Exactly.
remember that as
Exactly.
well.
So, and that's what I say every time. I'm like, Gav, I've carried 3 humans, 2 at once. Like, that's why I look this way. um, so yes, get your sleep. Get your sleep.
Okay. Agree.
Next on my list is that I mean, again, these are nothing new, but I hope like people can take something from them. Everything passes. Everything passes. Everything is a phase. Nothing lasts forever. So if you're in the thick of something right now and you just cannot see how you're going to get out the other end, it's not going to be like this forever. I promise you. I promise you, it will pass. The feeling that you're feeling will pass. And also, just like everything passes, if you're feeling rubbish, like why you should enjoy when things are good, because sadly, everything passes and it's
Yeah.
not going to be good forever. Life is meant to be experienced. It is about ups and downs and highs and lows. You're meant to feel all manner of things. You're meant to feel joy. You're meant to feel sadness. You're meant to experience it all. And everything passes. And that's a good thing, actually, because what is the point in being here if you are not going to experience different emotions, different things, different ways of being? I think it's actually, I think it's actually a great thing that everything passes, not just when you're in the trenches, but also it helps you be grateful when things are good because you're like, I know this won't last forever. Like, I have to embrace it.
Oh my gosh, I totally agree. I think I've always sometimes I've clung on to that thought that you'll never feel this bad. If something happens, you have to think to yourself almost, right, I'm not always going to feel like this, or perhaps I won't, I'm always going to feel that a little bit better about the situation. So I think that's such a good one. And the temporary thing, yeah, huge. Like everything is temporary. And
Everything.
actually, when I first thought about that, I think it's like a scary thing. But now I actually see it as like something I'm leaning into, that I'm just
Change is good.
change is good.
Change is growth. Change is like you developing. Change is you learning. Like nothing. I suppose I don't understand when people are always like, I hate change. I hate change. I'm like, why? Like, I don't actually hate change. Like, I think change can be quite exciting. I think that's when you grow. I think that's
Yeah,
when
same.
like you learn so much in it. Like one of my best friends, hates change, and whenever I say to her, I'm like, "Oh no, you've got to start embracing it." She's like, "No, I don't like change. I don't like change. I'm not changing."
I think I wonder if you've just made me think there. I've never thought like this before, but I wonder it's uncertainty people don't like. It's maybe not the
Yes.
change, it's the uncertainty that comes with change.
Yeah, oh, uncertainty is the worst. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally get that. Like not knowing. And I suppose that, yeah, that is something else, probably another lesson, not on this list, that you have to get comfortable with the fact that nothing is certain.
Save that for the 50.
50, fuck. Sorry. I hope the editor can cut out that sweaty.
Oh, I think we need an F-bomb every once in a while.
My God.
If anything warrants an F-bomb, it's probably that.
Oh God. Oh, 50. Anyway, you've totally derailed me there, but
Sorry.
I hope people know that everything does pass. So if you are in the thick of something right now, please know that it will pass. It won't always be like this. And things
true.
will get good again. They will. You will be happy again.
You're so cute.
Oh, stop. Going on to my next one is don't force anything. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Just don't force it. Whether that's a pair of jeans or whether that's a relationship, don't force it. Don't force it. What is meant to be there and with you will be there if it's meant to be with you. Like, do not force it. Don't try and force relationships. Don't try and force jobs and things like that. Like, trying to control it all too much. If you just let it be what it'll be, I promise it'll work out even better. Everything works
Completely.
out better when you let go of it.
Completely. And I actually think when you force things in and drag them in, you can get them in. Like, you can manifest this person to, this guy who's treated you badly or like not interested to like come back, and oh great, he's came back. But if you force it in, it still goes.
Oh yeah, there's a reason it's not meant to be forced in there.
Completely.
There's a reason.
So let them go. Let them go.
Let them just drift. And it's all good. Yeah, don't force anything. Don't force yourself into...
It's that whole thing like hair ties. Seen that meme? It's like...
Where do they go? Where do they go?
Yeah. But like, don't force hair ties, but I prefer jeans. Like,
yeah.
Like
don't
jumping into your jeans.
force the jeans. My God.
No, because then you just feel uncomfortable the rest of the day.
Well, do you know what, Stace? I had one of my life lessons in that Gav told me. It was like, I think that's really superficial and I think you should remove it. I said, buy clothes that are comfortable, not because they're the size that you want them to be. Like, there is no point in me trying to buy a size 12 pair of jeans thinking, come on, Stace, you can get into these. When if I just bought the size 14, I'd be so much more comfortable. Like, it doesn't matter what it says on the label. Like, buy your clothes for the way you want them to fit in the way that you want them to look, not the size that you want to be. So that's just a little lesson that I threw in there after my husband made it sound really stupid. So I took it out. But I knew what I wanted to say and I'm glad it came in. I'm glad it made its way in there.
Oh, 100%. I am all about the comfort. All about the comfort. I'm glad it's back in.
I feel like you look better if you just, wear your clothes the way that they're meant to sit on you rather than forcing yourself into something. Like, I have so many clothes upstairs. Before I had the boys, I'm like, I will get into that one day. No, I won't. Just part with it. Part with it and just accept the body that you have and move on. Just accept it, girl. And look what it gave you. So that would be my feeling to that. Hopefully it's not as superficial and fake as it sounds, but
no, because I actually think there's something in it in terms of like loving the skin that you're in, being comfortable the way that you are. You don't waste 95% of your life to be 5% thinner. My favorite quote.
That's a brilliant quote.
It is, isn't it?
That's a brilliant quote. God, it should be you doing the life lessons here. That's a really good one.
I think, I loved it. I can't remember it, but it's so, I think I love it because it's like, that's what it is. If you're like obsessing about what you eat, obsessing about not going, and I've been in this position, not going for meals with people, or there was a point, and I don't eat chicken anymore. Maybe this is why, one of the contributing factors. There's quite a few, food poisoning being probably the main one. But anyway, there was a time I would have ate every single chicken salad in Aberdeen. Because I was like, if I go out for dinner, that's all I'll have because I'll be able to. Oh my God! Like,
how depressing!
What a way
how
not
depressing!
To live.
Again,
So
life
depressing.
is to be experienced. You are meant to eat the nice food. You are meant to enjoy it.
Italians, I did that.
Oh well, that more fool you. More fool you. That's a really stupid thing to have done when you could have had the pasta or the pizza or anything.
Exactly.
Honestly. And I'm gonna use that quote for myself because that's realistically that's all it would be. Like, you're looking a little bit slimmer, but you spend all your time thinking about it. So I've just decided I'm not going to do it anymore.
I love
I'm
it.
just going to embrace it.
I love it. I'm
So
glad that slipped its way back in.
it did.
Gav,
Yeah.
our
So
side producer here.
honestly, he's flipping wrong about a lot of stuff, and that was one of them. Now this is one, and I've spoken to you about this before, and it's something that I do really believe in. But I'm like, I try to figure out how to word it. It's so when you think about like your friends and friendships that you have and stuff like that, and when somebody is in the trenches and they're going through something, it is so easy to rally and be there for them. Because I mean, that's just a decent human being. If you're not gonna, support people when they're going through something, and they're meant to be your friends. I mean, I really think you should check yourself and be like, okay, I'm not really a good friend. You are like, that is easy to do. It is easy to support people when they are in the thick of it. It is to check in. So that is just basic level friendship to me. That is just basic level. That is what everyone should be doing. But the more I've thought about it, I actually think the best friends, the very best ones, are the people who themselves are in the trenches. They're going through something. They're going through something of their own. They're in the thick of something. And their friends are all, let's, for want of a better word, winning. They're thriving. They're doing well in an area of their life that that person wants to be doing well in. And I think if you are that person and you are at rock bottom and you can still cheer for your best friend who has been promoted, is getting engaged, who is pregnant, if you can be that person that cheers for them at their best, that for me makes like the best friend. Like you love that person. And if you've got somebody that does that for you, then my God, I think you're really, really lucky that you have a friendship like that in your life, because that person truly loves you. Like that person truly, truly loves you. If they,
so nice.
It's the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, people who cheer for others when it's difficult for themselves, those are the best people. And those are the friendships that you want, I think.
That's so nice. I love that. I hadn't thought about it like that before. And I think as well, it's like sometimes you're going through key stages of your life if you're like, the similar age, for example, to your friends. And there can feel sometimes like, not a competitiveness, but for want of a better term, there's that, because there's like, well, I'm engaged, or well, I'm not engaged, or well, I want to have a baby, well, I've not managed to find a partner. Like there's all these like key, it's usually attached to these like big things. And it doesn't need to be like, you don't even maybe realize it's a big thing. Like, maybe it's something to do with work that you just take for granted, but your other friends like, oh, like, I don't feel like I've achieved anything.
Yes.
And I think you're right. And I think, yeah, it's a really nice way to put it in terms of like when you're doing well and someone is like, well done. And like, I've had like from you and from other friends, like a nice, like, well done card through your door, like all these little things and like texts and like support and things like that. It's just, yeah, that's your true friends.
I think so. You got to find your cheerleaders, the ones that will always cheer the loudest. And yeah, and that's kind of how I try to live my life. I try to, like, I want to support everyone on their individual journeys, no matter what I'm going through. Like, I want to be that person. And I think that's how I try to show up. I hope I show up like that.
Well, you do to me for sure.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Definitely. I hope I show up like that for you.
You definitely do. You definitely do. I'm very lucky because, like, I've a lot of my friends I've had since, like, start of secondary school and that, and they're just always like your biggest fans, your biggest cheerleaders. Support everything, like just support everything that you do, even when they know you're wrong. Like they are like, no, I still support her because she's my girl. and I'll support that.
Yeah. I love
And
that.
I just love it. I love it.
And there's that, do you know what, to add on that, and this isn't necessarily one of your ones, but there's that thing about, don't just celebrate somebody's wedding or engagement or baby. Celebrate the friend who started their own business. Celebrate the
Yes.
friend who's left a
Who
toxic
left a
relationship.
relationship? Yes. We
Celebrate
are
a
one
friend
mind.
who's moved overseas to totally take a change in their life or renovated their home or whatever. There's
Exactly.
these things that aren't these like, it's almost like they're not Hallmark card things that you would
Mhm.
maybe necessarily, but I always think get a card and send it like something like that you're just like, I'm so proud of you. You're
Mhm.
killing it. It means so much to people and we
Oh,
should
it does.
celebrate that more
It does. So celebrate your best days, everyone. Do that.
because it's all about energy and the energy that you get out to do that. It will come
Stace,
back in some form.
it's like you just read my mind and
And
went
I
on to my
don't have
next one.
anything in front of me
You
to
don't.
tell what it is.
You don't. My next one is what you put out, you get back. Your energy
Mhm.
matters. How you treat everyone matters. How you reap what you sow. All of it. All
Mhm.
the different ways to say that. If you put out good, good will come back to you. You are, your environment is just a mirror of what you put out there. So
Yeah.
if you put out a shitty attitude, chances are you're going to get that back. But if you put out good vibes, positivity, that's what's going to come back to you. I honestly, I believe that so much. It's not
Oh,
even like
same.
oh, I should put that in because it sounds nice kind of thing. I
No.
genuinely believe it. Like I really, really do.
Hey, I was telling, I see, basically the conversation I had with Shannon, the cleaner today. Lovely woman.
My lovely Shannon, I love her.
She's so nice. But we were
Mm.
speaking about that because she was speaking about because I've got Halloween decorations in the house, like just some like cobwebs and spiders and things.
Cute.
However, I'm hoping Harper is a bit witchy with it because she actually keeps taking all the little candles, like little light candles, they're not actual like flames, and like
I don't
shutting
want your
her
flames.
shutting her playroom door and like putting them all in the middle. So it's almost like she's creating like a
Seance. A seance. Lovely.
I'm like, oh yes, do this.
Let me get my Ouija board.
Yeah. But Shannon was saying, we were speaking about, I can't remember, he said something about being a witch. And I was like, well, I actually love a bit of like good witches. And she was saying one of her friends was a witch and she really believed in it and she manifests. Like Shannon didn't know the word. Well, she didn't come up with the thing of the church. Like, what's that word for when you just put out what you want and it comes back and you're a good person? And I was like she
Love
manifested
that.
it. She was like, yeah.
Love that for her.
I
But
know.
it's true.
It's so
It
true.
is-
It's
it
so
is
true.
The way
And
you
if you're
show up
kind to
matters.
people,
Yeah. Honestly,
you'll get it back. If you're awful to people,
will.
you'll get it back.
Honestly, it's the thing that I probably believe the most, like
Same.
out of anything, like the way you show up to different situations, it matters. Like even if you don't feel like being like, positive, do it anyway. Show up with a smile on your face. Try. And I promise it's so much better than turning up in a bad mood and, letting things bother you. It really is. It makes such a difference. So my next one is that another one I do truly believe in, that you can do anything in life. You can, absolutely anything you want, but not all at once. Like you cannot do it all at once, and you have to live in the season you are in. And that's where Gav was like, I think you need to stop saying the season. And I was like, no, shut up. It's great. It's really relevant. It's like,
I love it.
I know. And I think that takes some adjusting to, like accepting the season you're in. I have accepted, finally, that I'm in quite a slow period of my life. It's not quite slow. I'm in the throes of just raising small humans. That's where I'm at. But, I would also really like to, like I've said to you, be focusing like on career stuff. But I have to just accept that right now, I can't do both at the same time. I can do them both, but I can't do them both at the same time. And I just have to roll with where I am right now. And that's okay. Because the career stuff will come. Like that'll be the next season. But right now I am in this one and I just have to give my all to this one.
Yeah, I love that. And I love the seasons reference because I do think there's some like chapters, seasons,
It
whatever, but
is
it is something in that, like, it isn't forever. And we're always wishing for the things that
the
we have,
next thing.
the next thing.
The
And,
next thing.
it's
And
about
don't enjoy
enjoying the
where you
boys
are.
now,
Yeah.
focusing on doing well in your role, bettering yourself where you can, but knowing that maybe it's not, I coach people about that when they're like, what is success for you
Mm-hmm.
right now?
Mm-hmm.
Because success is different for everyone. And maybe success is actually working well in a job, enjoying it, coming home, finishing at 4:30, picking up
Yeah.
boys and not having to put your laptop on at night. Not that all, jobs shouldn't be like that all the time anyway, but that for me is success.
Honestly, for me right now, like success would be like a whole night's sleep without somebody waking up. Like,
Saturday.
it's Saturday, roll on Saturday. No, but that is so true. Like it is just kind of I need to like success, it doesn't need to be something that like I have like one like success can be like success in this phase and then my next season I can have success in another way. Like success doesn't stay the same, it's not a constant, like it can change with wherever you are. So I'm yeah, it's taken me a while to just kind of accept that because I am a Libra. We like to be doing everything all at once. We have no patience. I don't have any patience. I want to be doing everything now. And that takes quite a lot for me to just be like, no, I can't do it all now. Like if I tried, I would probably break. So I
Hmm.
need to just kind of accept where I'm at and know that another chapter will be along soon, but just enjoy the one I'm in right now.
I love that. I love that. I think a lot of people will take a lot from that one for sure.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I hope somebody gets something out of this. Um, this one is again, I guess that's why they're my reasons because I do believe in all of these. Um, it's okay to outgrow people. We all change. Let's normalize that. Like, it doesn't need to be a dramatic thing. People can move on peacefully.
Hmm.
Like we all change. Like nobody was ever meant to stay the same. Like the
Mm-mm.
friendships you had when you were a teenager, if they don't last until your 30s, that's okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to be, this big thing that, oh, we're not friends anymore. It's like that's not what it is at all. Like, we're all just different people now.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, and I think everyone thinks there has to be something so dramatic with that. And I'm just kind of like, no, let's just normalize us growing and changing. And I thank God I'm not the same as what I was at 30. I've changed completely. And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely good. I
Mm-hmm.
would never
Mm-hmm.
want to be the same. I would never want to be the same. I'm glad it's
Totally.
changed. So let's normalize that. And it's okay to let go of those relationships or those things that don't fit you anymore. Doesn't make you a bad person. That's
No, and it doesn't
okay.
make them a bad person. And I know that's what you're
No,
saying.
it doesn't
It
make
just
it
means that
doesn't.
you're different.
You're in different phases. You're in different, like you have different beliefs. You have different feelings towards things. That is okay. That is
Yeah.
okay.
What is the
Nothing
thing?
is
What's the saying? You meet people for a
a reason,
reason.
a season, or
What's the
something
last
else.
one? The season's the one I was thinking there.
Yeah, or a lifetime or something like that.
A
I don't know.
lifetime, that's it.
Something like that.
Yeah, and you
And
want them all.
you do. Like people come into your life to teach you lessons, like, different
Hmm.
stages of your life, and they help you evolve into your next like spiritual, I'm getting a bit spiritual here, but they do like they help
I love
elevate
it.
you into your next like phase of life. And
Yeah,
that's cool. That's ace. Thank you for that. Thank you for
yeah,
coming and doing that for me. I'm ready to kind of evolve onto my next thing now. And
love
again, it's
it.
okay.
I love
It's
that one.
okay.
And I think you're right. It's a normalizing thing because it's seen as like a negative thing or like, do I have to have it out with them? Do I have to have a
No,
conversation? No,
no, you
no,
don't. You can move on
agree.
peacefully. You can move on peacefully. And if you see them, you can sit and chat to them. It's all
Yeah,
good. It's all good. But
yeah,
that's okay. We're just in different places. And that's fine. No bad blood, man. No bad blood. It's all love here.
All love.
It's all
All
love,
love.
baby. My next one, this is, Gav was like, oh my God. Honestly.
I wish we just had Gav in the background, like as you said,
No,
them, like his
rolling,
face or something being like,
his
oh,
eyes
God.
rolling constantly as I said these things. He's like, is that how you really talk? I'm like, well, if you listen to the podcast, you would hear how I talk. So it's kind of like getting to my last sort of one. It's really my last one, but then I have a little bit at the end to kind of go with. But it's bet on yourself. Like,
Oh, I love that.
bet on yourself. Not everybody will. Not everybody will. And some people will think you're absolutely mad for the decisions you make and not understand them. But if you are happy with what you're doing and you know it's going to work out, just bet on yourself. Don't be swayed by what other people are saying to you, telling you, like, trying to deter you from doing your things. No, if you believe in it, you do it. You have to be
Yeah.
your biggest cheerleader. You have to be, because
Yeah.
and I
'Cause a lot
really
of
do
it
believe
can-
that.
I love that because a lot of it's potentially based on their insecurities.
They're projecting, yeah,
They're
totally.
projecting.
They're
Yeah.
projecting things that they worry about and thinking, I couldn't do that. How are they going to do that? But it doesn't matter. Like, if you've got belief in yourself, then you'll be fine, and you
I
can
think
do
you
it.
always had that one. I just
No,
think that.
God, no, 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 no. These are like why. Like, I don't think I've always had these. I think these things have come from like situations and like things that you go through. Like, they 100% do. And I think that one's probably quite a recent one for me. And it probably does come with age as well. God, it comes with age. Is that you do just start to know yourself and just be more confident in your own decisions. Like, I don't need to ask people's opinions on stuff anymore. Like, I don't need every man and their dog to agree with what I'm doing before I do something. Like, if I'm okay with it, then that's fine. That's enough for me. Like, no, that's what I want to do. So yeah, I can't really be spoken down anymore. But there was definitely once upon a time I would have been able to, and I would never have bet on myself. And now I do. I know my worth. I know it.
Jinx, I love that.
No, but you do. You
Yeah.
get there. You get there. I do think it's all a work in progress, but yeah, I believe in what I bring to the party now. I do. I do. I do believe in that.
You are the party.
Oh, yeah, I am. Except I'm actually an introverted extrovert and actually don't like parties and stuff like that. But yeah, I try. And my last one is, remember that 40 isn't old. You still have time. You still have time to do everything. Like, you can pivot at 40. You can change direction. You can do whatever. Like, it is not old. I remember thinking when my mum was 40 that she was ancient. And I remember being like, oh my God, she's so old. She's so old. And now I'm just like, I'm 40 and I don't feel old. Like, I don't feel old. I still feel 28. And so I just, I know that like this decade, I can totally change what I want to do. I can retrain. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. That is, you've got tons of time. Do not be put off by society telling you that you're too old for it, because you're not.
No. And they don't tell men that.
No, they only tell us women that. Men get better with age. They age like fine wines. Women just become old and bitter. And that obviously is utter bollocks, but
Utter bollocks.
yeah.
Oh, Stace, well, I, for one, can't wait to have a ringside seat at your next chapter.
Oh
my God, I actually feel emotional at that.
Stace,
I've made myself cry.
I'm gonna freaking cry. My gosh. No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I think a year is not enough time for people to really do or change anything. I don't think. A lot can change in a year. I agree. But if you've set yourself like big goals and stuff like that,
Yeah.
a year's not a long time. It's not a
No.
long time. Think in decades. thinking decades. I know that going into my 40s, because obviously, like my 30s, I've spent a lot of time out of my career raising small humans, and that's okay. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I chose to do. That's what I wanted for my 30s. But now I feel like, okay, now I want to kind of focus on me and like moving forward in my career a little bit more in my 40s. That's really what I want to focus on. So yeah, watch this space. We'll see if at 50 I've achieved any of it. If we're still doing this podcast at 50. Jeez, no.
I don't know if we will have run out of things to say, surely, by then.
Oh, surely people will be sick of my voice by then.
Surely. Like, you never know. But Stace, thank you so much for sharing that. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I loved all of it. I loved the superficial, the deep, the meaningful, and all in between.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I hope some of it was useful in some way. Yeah. And if not, I just hope you had a laugh with it. So
if you can take anything away from now, go in the cupboard, get those jeans that do not fit you,
and put them in the bin.
Throw them away. They're taunting you.
Get rid of them. You're not going to fit into them ever again. And that's what I need. Like, really. Like, if I had willpower, I might. But no, I'm too busy enjoying the food and the wine. And that's okay too.
Love that. Love that. Well, I hope you enjoy lots of food, lots of wine, lots of birthday cake.
I will. Absolutely.
And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Let us know any feedback, any comments, any episodes you want us to focus on. We're loving being back. And we will see you soon.
Yeah. Well, it won't be until like November because I'm all partied out.
Oh, obviously.
October.
We're lucky that Stace can schedule us in November because like this is like a big year.
Yeah, it's a big one.
This might be a very short season. We'll have to see.
No, nothing more in October, I'm afraid. So you're going to have to space these out, Stace. Because you won't see me till November. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll miss you.
Thanks.
Okay, lots of love and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.